basketball teams.
Okay. My name is Steve Nordin. I am a 1966 graduate of John Swett High School. Played in 1966 for Lou Signer. I was about the 9th man or maybe the 10th man. I rode the pine very well, and obviously I did not play in 1978. But the year is 1974. I get home from work, and my wife says, phone call's for you. And it's Coach Jack Turner. And he says, Steve, I want you to keep the scorebook for the basketball team. I said, I'd love to. So that's my affiliation. I started in 1974. I kept score for 18 years. I stopped in 1992. Again, my affiliation is mainly from my eyes, what I saw, and what the 67 team could contribute, and also what the 78 team could contribute. So that's why I'm here. Well, that's easy. Lou Signer wore shoes, I can't think of the name, wingtip shoes. And Myron Erickson was as calm as could be. Anytime Lou had anything go wrong, bad pass, anything, he would stomp those wingtips on the floor, possibly throw a chair, and all the time in 78, Myron was as calm as could be. If he got upset, he didn't show it. I never saw him yell. Maybe he didn't practice, I don't know, I wasn't there. But that would be the main difference that I saw in their styles of coaching. Was Lou was about 5'5", 5'6", and it was like he had a short man complex, and he took it out on on the other team or on the hardwood floor here at John Swett. The style of the game, Lou was much more of a weave man, that he wanted the open shot to be very open. Whereas with Myron's style, he did run a patterned offense, but I think he appreciated the outside shot more than Lou did. And that is my main difference in what I saw. Maybe 5 years. I believe he started in 66, George, is that right? You think? Yeah, about 5 years. And Myron, from what you told me, Jeff, you thought he had 2 stints, and he had a total of 8 years. And I would say he had the most longevity after Blaine L. Stevens. In 67, I wasn't here. I was away at college, so I didn't get to see the 67 team play very much at all. I played with some of the guys in 66, but in 67, I did not see maybe one game. The stands were pretty filled, and the pit, as it was called, always had loud fans, especially when John Swett scored. And they let the other team know that this was their home. Yeah, as you came in the gym off to my right here was always the John Swett side. The band played up in the top rows up here, and the visiting team was off to the right, kind of jammed in a corner, and the more John Swett fans that were here, they got jammed even further into the corner. So it was not a comfortable place to play from what I hear other guys say from teams that I've talked with over the years. They had to walk through the immediate row next to the court where the guys were playing, and they had to walk by the John Swett fans. So yes, they got immediate notification as where they were playing. Yeah, I did, because in 1966, well, up to 1974, John Swett played in the EBAL/DVAL, which was Livermore, Liberty, Amador, Granada, and all those schools were much larger than John Swett. In basketball, John Swett was a 500 team at best, although they did have a couple of good years where they came in second place, I believe. But in 1974, John Swett went from the EBAL into what was called the SCAL, which was teams that were more the size of John Swett. So the competition was a little bit more even than it was in the EBAL. Because in the EBAL, boy, they grew some big boys out of Livermore, Liberty, Granada. Our football team found that out very easily. The teams from 74 to 78, each year you would be able to see that they were going up another level, another step, until 1978 when your team won the championship. And that was exciting for me because I grew up here in Crockett, still live in Crockett, that it was nice to see a championship. I remember looking up in the stands, seeing your mother writing in her scorebook, I guess to make sure that I'm correct. And, but it was fun. It was an exciting time for me, like I say. Well, I saw you had some very good games, so you ought to be proud of yourself. And the same thing with Keith Saucedo when he scored 39 points, I forget against who. Monte Vista out of Danville. No, they came in second. No, absolutely not. And it's comparing apples to oranges in the two leagues, as I would say. But if from a from scorer's standpoint, if I had to break a 5-game series down, I would give the first game to the team from 78 because they were a little faster, shot more from the outside, even though there was not a three-point shot. I think you had said earlier in one of the interviews you averaged 76 points a game. The 67 team, I don't believe, averaged that. Now, in games 2 and 3, I believe the 67 team would realize, we're in trouble here. These guys are faster than we are, except for George Chandelmeyer, maybe, and Tom Hunt. And so the score is 78 team 1, 67 team 2. I believe that the 67 team might be getting a little tired in a 5-game series, and games 4 and 5 would go to the team from 78. So I think it would be 3 wins for 78, 2 wins for 67, from my standpoint.
And do you think that would be...
They had George in the center at 6'3", I believe. Is that right, George? And Bill Kirkhouse, I believe, was 5'10". Tom Hunt was maybe 5'11", 6 foot. Dom Angelo, 6'1". But as I said earlier, they played more of a box and weave, get the man open, then shoot, rather than shoot from the outside. And you guys just had more outside shooters. I'll be very honest about that. Tom Hunt was their big scoring guy, and he was excellent. He had 3 fine years at Gonzaga as a starting guard, I believe, or a 6th man. And but no, I would choose the team of 78. I had 8 good guys behind me. And
they had one really good guy ahead of them.
And there, as I always say, there is no I in team. Yes, I had success, but I attribute that to the rest of the guys on the team that supported me. And baseball was my sport because of my size and my lack of speed. But I want to acknowledge three people that influenced my life as I pitched. Number one was Harmon Davis. Number two was Stanley Ross. And number three was Alan Surgis. They all taught me how to throw a very tough-hitting curveball. And that's what I relied on. It was St. Vincent's, and we had gone into extra innings. Dom Angelo had put us ahead with a 400-foot double. And I had gone in the seventh inning to relieve Buzz Berryman. And in the bottom of the eighth inning, I'm facing the top of the lineup, hitters 1, 2, 3, 4, and I had to face number 5. So I struck out the first two batters. The third hitter, I struck him out, and my good friend Tito Jimenez behind the plate dropped the ball. The guy got on first base. Their cleanup hitter, Dave Marshall, singles, so we have runners on. They have runners on first and second. And I'm facing Steve Mortara, who had like a 350 average in league, and I was fortunate enough to strike him out, so I ended up striking out 4 guys in the same inning. That was, thank you, Tito. I thank Jack Turner for asking me to keep score. It was a very important time in my life, and I thank you.